What's going on, YouTube? Today is another exciting day. Initially, I was going to be working with just two different colors and decided last minute I was going to be working with the Holographic HTV, and I purchased this from Michaels. And I was working on a design for my niece, and as you can see, I just wanted to run through some of the designs and how I worked on it in canva.com. Didn't want to bore you with the details, so here's a kind of like a sped up clip of the design process and what I went through and how I lined it on the page before I exported or downloaded the file and used the design. So again, we were going to be working with two different colors, but I decided last minute that that princess on that screen was going to be with a specialty vinyl. So hopefully you enjoy the process. Like, comment, and share this video, and let's get right to it. This is my final design, and this is again for my niece, who is into pretty much everything, and especially dancing. So she just wanted me to create a t-shirt for her that reflects her personality, her bubbly nature, dancing, and she wanted a kind of like a black silhouette with two afro puffs. So, and then I went ahead and added princess. So I've had everything aligned and arranged on this page to fit. The way to convert it from PNG to SVG is to go to the website PNG to svg.com, enter. Comes up with this screen and it says drag and drop. You can either take the file from your downloads folder and drop it here, or you can click on choose a file. Here it is. Click on open. Okay, so this is the actual file. So you see it has three colors here. I'm going to leave it as is, and I'm going to click on generate. I need this note, this musical string, or whatever you want to call it, to touch her leg, and exactly as I need it to be is okay. So that looks good. I'm going to go ahead and download SVG. All right, that's image vector 9. All right, now that I have it converted to an SVG, now I want to go over to my Cricut design space. I open up a blank canvas. Bottom left hand corner, I click on the upload button. And the top left hand corner where it says upload image, I want to click on that. You can either drag or drop that file, or you hit the browse button. I'm going to go ahead and hit that browse button and then look for that SVG file, which should be at the end, and yes, it is image vector number 9. Click on the image you want and click on open. Shows you a preview of what you will be needing to cut. Once you see that on the left hand side, go to the bottom right hand corner, click on the upload button and select that and hit add to canvas. All right, so in usual fashion, I want to go ahead and increase the size of that image. So I come on over here on the top here where it says size. You have a width of 5.45 and a height of 6.541. I need to increase that. So I'm going to go ahead and lock this so that when I increase the size of the height, it increases the size of the width proportionately. So I want to make that 11.5 and hit enter. And there you have it. GG on that beat. Okay, everything is there, and we have all our layers on the right side. Let's go ahead and turn this layer off. So technically I have two colors, a black and an orange. All right, and that's exactly how I want it to show. I could go ahead and pick any two colors. Again, I can always change this. If I turn that off, I can always pick this, right, and change that color to, you know, a brown if I wanted to, or a green if I wanted to, depending on the the background or the color of your t-shirt. So if your t-shirt is a black t-shirt, obviously this image won't show well on a black t-shirt, so you can always change that layer to white. Let's click on that layer, and you can change that to white if you want to. All right, and that's what it'll look like on your shirt. Once you're fine with the way that looks, Let me go ahead and change that other image, the other layer, back to orange. Okay, and that's what it'll look like on a black shirt. Once you're done with that, you want to go ahead to the top right hand corner and click on Make It. This is what it'll look like on the mat. As you can see, it's printing that one white color, musical notes, and the image. By the way, this image was purchased from Etsy. I looked for Afro Puff dancing girl silhouette, and I found that, and I purchased it off Etsy. My niece said she wanted something with Afro Puffs, so this is what I found. That's one mat. Of course, you want to go ahead and mirror right here, and then the second mat is on the bottom for basic cut, and that's the other color, and you want to mirror that image as well. All right, once you're fine with that, you hit continue. It's going to connect via Bluetooth to my Cricut Explorer 3, and it's asking to set the base material. We want to always set that base material for vinyl to everyday iron-on. Increase the pressure to more, or you can leave as default. I choose to increase my pressure, and I want to remember my material settings. Next is you load your material, load your mat, put your vinyl on your mat, shiny side down, and go from there. Let's head on over to our cutting machine. Okay, I'm not sure you could see this, but I decided to go with that design. I just changed it. I think GG beat, and the diagram of the jumping girl is going to be in gold, along with the musical notes. And the rest of it is going to be in orange. So essentially, if I hide the first layer, that is going to be the one color, orange. And if I unhide it and hide the second layer, this is going to be in gold. All right, and that's what I have right here, gold and orange. And I'm going to do that on a pink shirt. I don't know how that's going to look, but we'll see. All right, let's go over to the mat and lay our vinyl on it. Okay, so I decided to do it in orange and gold, and here is my gold vinyl, but I'll show you some more designs using this gold vinyl, one of my favorite colors to use, and I am going to be using orange. Okay, this is HTV Ront as well as the gold. HTV Ront is my, not necessarily go-to, but it's less expensive. I also got this from Amazon. You can get it larger rolls if you want to. We're going to use this and gold, two colors. So I'm going to get my 12 by 12 mat and strong grip. And so again, like we did in the other design, there are two sides. This is a little more obvious because the gold side is the shiny side, and we got the dull side, which is kind of like a not glossy but matted fill, whites to it. So again, shiny side down. And I think most of the vinyl is going to be shiny side down. Okay, so let's again, steady hand time. Let's put this down. Squeegee tool, taking out the air bubbles, making sure this is nice and flat. And there's even adhesion across the vinyl on the mat, no air bubbles, so it cuts evenly. Okay, and like so. All right, we're gonna head on over to the cutting machine, Cricut Explorer 3, and make our cuts. Okay, well, we're back on over to our Cricut machine. As you can see, there's a blinking feed light right here. That shows that the machine is ready to receive my cutting mat along with the vinyl that's tacked onto it. I want to load it as such. Line that up straight underneath that right there. Okay, once you get that in there, you gotta hit the feed button. Press that. So right now it's measured it and it's ready to go. Again, computer base material is set to everyday iron on. Pressure is more. Tools, it's already loaded. Now you just hit the flash and go button, which is that to start the cut. Press that. Now while this is cutting, we're gonna head on over to the Walla press to set up, get our t-shirt prepped and ready to receive the design that we're cutting out right here. Right. And hit the power button. Let's set that to 315 by pressing the up button. Once you got that set, you hit the set button. 15 seconds, you can either go down or up. I like to leave it at 15 seconds. You hit the set button, make sure it's on Fahrenheit, which it is. Hit the set button 2 more times. And right now we're at 47 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's on its way up to 315. So like an oven, it's gonna heat up till you get to that, the set temperature. All right, as you can see, a computer, it's 100% complete, so the process is done. It says unload mat. We head on over to our cutting machine and our unload button. See, it's finished, and it almost ejects it. It's still held on, still holds it on here. And so in order to release that, you hit that release button and it pulls it out, and now you can take it out. So again, peel the mat away from the vinyl. All right, so you don't disrupt that design on there. Okay, weeding process is starting next, but let's put this aside and focus on the orange part of the design. The next design is the second color, but I've decided to break this up into 3 colors. So this first half of this, where it says on that, is going to be in the orange. And I'm going to make that princess cut on Holographic HTV. And that's what it looks like. It's kind of multicolored, multi-layered. And unlike the one layer Easy Weed or the HTV Rond, whatever your preference is, this is a little more difficult and a little more rigid. So it's got several layers that make this illusion of multicolor. So again, shiny side down, which is what I did here. And I arrange it in such a way that it'll cut the orange part of it, which is on that here, and then the princess will go down here, just like you see on that screen. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, we're gonna take that over to the cutting machine and load. Hit the feed button. So I hit the play button right here, it's ready to go. It's making that cut, princess cut. Not like the ring, but the word princess is being cut on the Holographic HTV. And it looks like it's done. It's going to eject. Status bar 100%. Unload mat. Hit the unload button. Pull it out. And it looks like it made the cut. If you look closely, you'd be able to see that. Okay. Now let's go ahead and take this off the mat and start the weeding process. There we go. So you're going to use that little sharp tool to pick out the excess material that is not needed and leave the design on there. So that's your weeding tool. Shiny side was down, and this is the side that was cut. So I'm going to weed the side that was cut, which is the dull side. And I like to grab the end so you don't mess with any design. Always start from the edge and pull that away from the transfer sheet, like so. Right there.
So for my niece, I chose pink, and this is the t-shirt I got. Again, this is Bella canvas, and it's 100% cotton, spun cotton, so it feels very nice. It's a nicer feel to compared to Glidden or Glidden, and it's a little more expensive than Glidden too. So good material, good fit, and this is a medium-sized shirt. So of course, I'm going to take out the moisture, but this time I'm going to do it all in one. So I'm going to find the center and take out the moisture at the same time. So since I'm putting the design on this surface, I'm going to fold to find the center this way. That way, when I make that crease for the center, I'm also taking out the moisture all in one move. Okay? So make sure it's dead center. Okay, let's put that in there. Not too long, 3 to 5 seconds. I'm going to reduce that pressure just a little bit, medium pressure on that. Okay, let's take that crease all the way down the shirt. 3. Okay, pull it out, and there is the center of our shirt. Let's use my lint roller and kind of roll, get any lint off, any dog hair. For those of you who have pets, like I do, get that out. This is the main design. I'm not going to fold. This is the tacky side, the sticky side. I'm not going to fold it on there because it'd be hard to get out. So I'm going to fold it this way, and I'm not going to fold the whole sheet. I'm just going to find the center top and center bottom and line that up. Just on the top. Just in the top. Do not interfere with the letters. And line that up with the bottom as well. As in, get a crease on the bottom as well. Right there. Okay, and again, my rule of thumb is 3 finger widths from the neckline down, so my design is going to start somewhere around there. Okay. Line that up. The center. And line this up. And I'm just going to eyeball it. Okay, and that looks good. I'm going to grab my Teflon sheet. Again, for even heat distribution on the shirt when you press it. Alright, so normally if I had one design, one color, and one step process, I'll lay it on here for about 12 to 15 seconds. But in this case, since I have other layers that are going on top of this layer, I just want to lay it down and press it just enough for it to adhere to the surface of the t-shirt. And once that adheres to the surface of the t-shirt, you take that out and then you layer the other ones on top of it. Give that a good, 5 to 7 second press, and then eventually take the transfer sheets off and then press it again for a good 10 seconds. All right, so I'm going to take that here, push my drawer in, and like a 7-second press. Take that out. Transfer sheet should be ready to peel because it's not a cold peel, but you want to gently do that. Oh, see, that one is not coming out, so here's what I want to do. I'm going to give it a little longer heat, a little more pressure. Push that in. press that for a little longer. Okay, take the Teflon sheet out. So I'm going to peel from the top. And it's still not coming out, so I'm going to give it one more press. Okay, I'm going to see if I can solve that problem. Give it one more press. Six to 7 seconds. Take that out. And instead of doing a hot peel, I'm going to take this out here. I'm going to lay it on a cold surface to cool off. I need heat dissipation. Instead of a hot peel, I'm going to do a cold peel. Okay? Okay, so let's see. I can learn from this process. Did not do a hot peel. I left it on a cold surface. That takes the heat off the t-shirt or the surface. And the reason why, again, I didn't do a warm peel is because when I started peeling it, my letters were sticking to the transfer sheet and not the actual t-shirt. So when I peeled it, it was sticking to the actual sheet, so it was not adhering to the t-shirt. So what I do is I apply more heat and then leave it to cool off. Once it cools off, then let's see if that will work. Okay, let's start that peel process again, and that's looking a little better. From here, take that down. Okay, that's a little better. And as you can see, that's a little easier of a peel, but again, take your time. It's not the end of the world if it doesn't come off the transfer sheet. I guess as you can see, it's a trial and error process. And here we go. Everything is coming off. The letters. Voila. Okay. First part, first half of the design is done. Okay. Now we need to layer the next color on there. And which is the on that. It's supposed to be Gigi on that beat. My niece is a little funky girl, so she wants Gigi on that beat. Gigi on that beat. So it lines so it's centered. Actually, let me go ahead and lay down the princess as well. Okay, so what I did is I finished this half of the design, which is the gold, and I made that a cold peel, and then this is the next sheet, which is on that. Make sure it's lined properly on there, and I went ahead and lined up the princess on in my holographic vinyl, and we'll press them both together. Just make sure it's lined up. That's over there. Okay. Yeah, right. And then we press. Okay. Push that in, and I'm going to give it a good, let's say 10-second press. And that was 12 seconds, but anyway. And again, because I have the holographic, and I think the holographic and specialty vinyls in general don't like hot or warm pills, so I'm going to again let it sit for a little bit to dissipate some heat, and I'll be back. Alright, so I let it sit for 1 to 2 minutes for a cold cold peel. Okay. It's a little stubborn, but you want to do that gently. And just so that the vinyl can last at least as long as the t-shirt lasts after so many cycles of washing, you want to go ahead and, after you take the transfer sheet off, give it a final press without the transfer sheet. Okay. You just peel that princess part of it out. Okay. And now I got my design on there. And I'm going to give it one more press. It's looking good, looking really good. Launch it over and give it another, I would say about 10 seconds. Make sure that vinyl adheres completely to the t-shirt surface. Okay? And boom. What do I say when I like it? I say boom. Boom. Look at that. Excellent. Don't forget to like the video. Comment on it. If you think I suck or I'm horrible, I still want to know. Growth markers, again, you're going to make those mistakes. We're going to make them together. And that's what it looks like. Here we go. This is our finished product. GG on that beat. Hey. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification. I got more videos coming up. This is my, again, not an expert. First time using the holographic vinyl. I'm going to use more of it. It's kind of hard to see. It looks so much better in person. And again, if you don't like the sheen, you can always add more heat. If I didn't put heat on top of it after it was pressed, after I took the transfer sheet off, it stays kind of mirrory. Like if you used a, I believe if you used a metallic, it'll stay very, very shiny. And if you want to dull it down, apply more heat to it and it dulls it down. But anyway, we're looking at the gold surface here. I got orange here, and we got the holographic Siser holographic vinyl here. Okay. It's got a good shine to it. All right. Thank you.